Makes sense to me. Alright, so that'll do it for that. So we have ball hit, it's got ball touch. Alright, and then we've got the player hit, which has player touch. So we want to add another heat map to our heat map array. This is going to be called player hit. We're looking for player touch events. And this is not like the sexual kind of touch. This is like the punching you in the face kind of touch. And if those two cross in your world, you might want to keep that to yourself. Alright, so the next one is the player heat map. So this is, I guess, player position would be the correct name for this. And we're gonna want player tick and player touch as those two events. Team based is true. Same for ball hits. Player position, alright, team based true, and then the ball heat map, which, alright, so this is ball position, grabbing the, yeah, there we go, the ball tick and the ball touch. Team based is going to be false, max cap value is 200. I'm actually going to put the max cap value for a lot of these at -1 just to, yeah, it's just the ball position that needs to be a max cap of actually like 200 or something. Okay, so if we've got this data structure here, we now need to mock up our class that we can deserialize for this. Let's validate this JSON first. It looks like this is invalid. Does this need to be like a 0.2? Is that what it's pissed about? You can't just put a fucking period, you actually have to put a 0 on the front to make it a number. Alright, fine, I see how it is. Alright, so let's go make our data structure for this. So public static class WD rack and sack data. We need the WD rack and sack level. We're going to need the WD rack and sack level extent. We're going to need the WD rack and sack heat map. And the heat map has nothing else on it. Alright, so rack and sack data. So we use JSON for this stuff. So there'll be levels, which is an array list of rack and sack levels. Type. Then we have heat maps. So we have a list of heat maps. Alright, so we got that. Alright, so we have our name. We have our extent. Alright, the extents have on them xmin, xmax, ymin, and ymax. And then we have our heat map, which has got name. We have our position events, which is in an array list of string. Alright, so we have our other serialized name, which is team-based, which is boolean and team-based colors. We then have our max cap value. We'll start that off as unbound. We have our height. Height should be an integer. Then we have our bleed radius, which is a float. Is it? Yeah, it's a float. And then we have our blur radius, which is an integer. Let's just set that to 1 to start with. Alright, so that's all of our classes for loading this crap. So the question is going to be, we want like operations root or something like that. Do these have like operations roots? What other jobs do we have on here? We have the entitlement. Nah, it's all trash. Alright. Let's see, where is the operations root in relation to our Java tools? It's 1, 2, 3, and then operations. And our script is located, our data file is located in data / game data / brackensack.json. Alright. Alright, so the first thing we should do is I'm able to find file, data file. Right. So let's get our actual data. This will be our data file, and we'll pass in our class. Awesome. So that'll do that. We can get rid of these levels and this level data. So this Brackensack level inside of data.mLevels. And then we do for every heat map inside of our heat maps. And then we just do create heat map, level heat map, hours, telemetry dB, outpath. Yeah, we'll fix that. Alright, so let's make this method. Alright, so let's print out what we're doing. Generating heatmap, heatmap.mName for level.name. Awesome, so let's do that. So let's then take a look at this. The from time is going to be this. We're going to need to create our statement. So basically what it's going to be is we need the level, but this thing in here is going to be the events string. So basically what we want to do is for heatmap dot position events, so string event type in position events, and take this string, which is events string, yeah, so if heatmap.mPositionEvents.size is 0, we're just going to throw an exception. The heatmap.mName must have a position event. Must have at least one position event. Alright, so if count is greater than 0, then events string plus equals and. And let's be horrible citizens and put a side effect in our if check because I don't care. Alright, so events string plus equals equals that. And this is not an and, this is an or. So I need to make sure to put that in there. Alright, so that'll create our statement for all of our different types. Alright, so that'll create our statement for us. We don't need the count and the other things there. Get from level tick, this will be position events, event query. That's always going to be our latest. We're going to do for string event type and heatmap.position events. Actually, let's just do an I again. So this will be 2 plus I, and we just want to grab the thing out of here. Failed to look up positional data. Alright, so we'll grab everything. So did we call it the same? If we called it the same, then we can just do this. Alright, height map height, we don't want anymore. We don't want any of that crap anymore, so let's just take it out and deal with it. This is going to be on the heat map, right? This is the height, so heatmap.m height. Alright, so that should snag that out. Now we need to go through for everything and write out our data for our image. So for everything in here, we've got our height. Alright, so if heatmap.team-based colors otherwise dat equals red data, alright, so if let's just do if heatmap.team-based colors otherwise we'll just use the red value as default just because I'm lazy. So we've set our, we now have filled out our data array. So now we're going to write out our actual image. So max value for red, max value for blue. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so if map team-based colors, we'll do it like so. Otherwise, and then we have to write out our stuff. So that's now data driven. So we can now get rid of all of this trash. Alright, so we need a blur radius int here. And this is heatmap.m blur radius. Alright, so well, let's see if it does what we want. So let's make some data for us to actually view. So I'm gonna go play one game on the sunny day in Oregon, then one game on the night level in Oregon, just to populate some data for me. So sunny day Oregon. Actually, I should probably be... I'm gonna go ahead and host my own game, because that'll be better. I can spawn some bots in there. And I can also beat the bots up, because I need those player hits. Let's really piss these bots off. Motherfucker. Back you. Oh, you... Fucking red team. These bots, I swear to God. God damn. I've created monsters. They're still coming for me. Yeah, they're assholes. Ah, fuck it. Get off of me, you little piece of shit. Alright, so we got that, so I'm gonna need to switch to the other map. No thanks to my red teammates. That's how you score. I want to get a good air hit or ground pound hit on these guys. Come on, stay still, you little bastard. Why are the bots over here? Just, they're too busy beating the shit out of each other to play the game. There you go. Alright, I got one of them with the ground pound. God, he's trying to get me with the fucking ground pound now. Ah, shit! There we are. Is that in? Yeah. Just beat the shit out of him. Steal the ball. Ah, fuck. You little bastards. That's in. Alright, second game done. Let's get back to that menu. Make sure we close out the game properly. So all our telemetry is reported. Alright, so we need to run the tick creator against our local database. Okay, so we got tons of data from the last hour. Now let's go ahead and create all of our images. So let's load that up. No value specified for parameter 4. Alright, let's see. So 2 plus I. Oh shit, okay, yeah, well, there we are. This should be 3 plus heatmap dot imposition events dot size. Couldn't select from telemetry. Failed to load up positional data. Couldn't create. Select from where created is greater than this and event equals question mark. Couldn't create. Select start from telemetry dot blah where is greater than or equal to this and event equals this. Is this just that there's a space here? Kind of like that. Failed to load up positional data. I mean, where are we actually exploding? Inside of setting the statement? Alright, so heat map, m positional events sub 0. Oh, it needs to be 2 plus. Alright, there we go. Supposedly, we've regenerated our stuff here. Let's just delete our heat maps and regenerate them just to make sure I've got the right stuff rolling along here. Alright, so foggy night, ball hits, ball position, player hits, player position. Alright, that's starting to look proper. Sunny day, ball hits, ball position, player hits, and player position. Wait. We're not using the max cap anywhere, are we? So we need to apply the max cap value. Alright, so if heatmap.m max cap is greater than 0, cur value equals math.min for value heat map dot max cap. All right, let's run that again. All right, so our ball position, you can't really see it, but there are more smudges everywhere, like there should be, as God intended. Alright, so that'll be good for this pass. That's our data-driven thing. Let's make sure our bracket stack JSON is set up. And we're going to need to go to our tools config, and we want to have our alright, wd Dashkin dist web news. No, we want a new folder in here, and we're going to call this tools. We're going to call this one telemetry, and we're going to call this heat maps. And we're going to need to go to our tools config and start adding in the config for uploading. So services, config, tools, config. Alright, so we have telemetry. We're going to have our heat map tool. And we're going to say the S3 bucket. I don't really want to show all this config on screen because it's more information than we really need people to know. Nice, this is wd Dashkin dist. I'm actually going to make these heat maps publicly available. I don't think there's any reason not to. So I'm just not. I'm going to throw it in like the right spot for that. So telemetry heat maps. We're going to want year, month, day. And then we want level, and then heat map .png. And then our S3 credential will be that one. Alright, cool. So let's go to our config, because we're going to need an S3 here. Secrets, yeah, they're all secrets. Well, they're not. Some of this stuff's really just obvious, but just we don't like baking any secret stuff to our configs or anything. It's all actually properly encrypted and everything. No gliders. Alright, cool. So we need our S3 bucket, S3 path. So that's going to be c.getString. We're getting telemetry.heatmapTool.s3 bucket. And this is going to be c.getString telemetry.heatmapTool.s3 path. Alright. c.get AWS credential for config heatmapTool.s3 credential. Alright, so that'll be S3 creds. So we want WD S3, S3 equals new, WD S3, S3 creds. Okay, and we're going to want to pass in S3, S3 bucket, and S3 path in here. Alright, what we're going to want to do is we need to render out an image as data. So we could write to a temporary file. That might be a good idea. So we'll just do wd fileutils.createTemp. So file, temp file. And we'll do like a try finally. File wd fileutils.delete temp file. Temp file. Alright, so we'll write an image out to this file. Temp file.getAbsolutePath. Exception, failed to write out the file. Alright, so we want the S3 path. We are going to do quite a bit of stuff. Let's see, with the persistence, I need to search for where the hell we have calendar. That's better. And what we're going to want to do, the S3 path is going to be, this is actually an S3 path template, because we need to do some replacements on it to get it to work nicely. And I think this thing is going to return the URL that we actually make. Alright, so S3 path equals S3 path dot replace. So we got year, month, day, level, and heat map. So this will be month, day, level dot name, and then heat map dot name. So that'll create that. So S3 dot upload object. Upload object is a file, temp file, S3 bucket, S3 path. If not, an exception, failed to upload heat map. Otherwise, we're going to return. What is the actual? Kind of looks like that. So we want return HTTP // and then we want the S3 bucket plus .s3.amazon.aws.com/ and then our S3 path. So that should upload the file. We should not be using our do you have an out path? Yeah, we shouldn't be using this anymore, so we should be able to get rid of it. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if this works. So let's see if these links work. Look like they're working. Alright, excellent. So what we need next is to make like some sort of web page that actually has these links in it so we can take a look at it. And if you yourself want to download one of these files, you can go ahead and download one of them if you really want to. Cool, so we need an email and email template. So the idea should be that we probably want to copy one of these. So I had data, reporting, so like user reporting, yeah, okay, so game data, this will be like heat map, yeah, level, heat map, report, example. Let's see what this looks like. So let's see what we can do with this guy. That's what the example looks like. What? No, no. Okay, the example, I got these guys mixed up. Alright, so this is the actual example. This will be level heat maps from blah blah to blah blah in prod. So we're going to want a couple of these, right? So we should probably have option line. And option ID, so this will be level. This will be GL sunny day. So this will be like level header. And then we want an image in here. Class, so level image. Option value, we don't need. Float left, we don't need that. Width, 300. Height, let's just leave it as it's going to be. Alright, so level GL sunny day. So we'll have our sunny day, and then we'll have level image, and then I think it's like source equals blah. So I need to snag these. Alright, so we need something that's like div class equals level heat map. Have like a heat map header. Speed. Ball hits. Alright, and heat map header needs to be a thing. You can actually see the kicking the ball further toward. Yeah. This is true. And that's hopefully what we'll have, is like a lot more little heat map things that tell us how people are playing and validate assumptions. Like, hey, nobody uses the ground pound or something. Why is this? Alright, so this is width of 1,000. Alright, well that should be good enough then. This will be ball hits. Ball hit, ball position, player hits, player position. Alright, so that'll be our level heat maps. Alright, cool. So we've got our basic template going for what our report email is going to look like. So why don't we add these stats? So we'll have like the level line, and then we want like a stats thing in here, right? Everybody loves stats. Fucking stats. Alright, so this will be level stats container. And then we'll have level stats line. And then we'll have like level stats option and then level stats value. So something like this. Alright, so we're going to need the level stats line, level stats container. And I have to do all this like inline CSS stuff here. Yeah, because this is going to be an email, so the email has to basically be self-contained for everything to work properly. Alright, so level stats line, let's do like some fixed width of like, 400 pixels or something. The option, we're going to float it left and have its width be like 200 pixels. And this one will float it right and have its width be something small. Text align center, something easy. Total touches 0.